Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Secretary Moniz. Thank you for being here today in your testimony. And we are proud in Illinois to have two really first-class national laboratories, the Fermi National Accelerator Lab and also the Argonne National Lab. And looking at how we, the research, technology, and innovation that's being done at these labs and how we ensure that we are getting that technology transfer information to the private sector, whether that's entrepreneurs, whether that's mature companies, how we do that and the potential barriers that are there, Secretary Moniz. Are you satisfied now we're doing all we can to engage in that process and further the private sector, or is there more to do there?
Oh, I think there's certainly more, but I think I'm pleased that we are doing more, but there's clearly more to be done. The Energy Investment Center that I mentioned is part of that. That's another new step to providing the transparency. But also, what I would say is what may be most important in the end is not a specific program, but the clear recognition to the laboratory directors that technology transition is part of their responsibility. So I think if it's done at the laboratories with a commitment of the director, that in the end may be the most effective step.
And is it your view that that's something that can be internally done by your department, or is there something you need from us to ensure that we continue to engage in this?
I think at a high level, we probably have the authorities that we need. But as I said earlier, something like the Technology Commercialization Fund, I already mentioned one problem, which is the atomization of it, the siloed nature. So that's something we would need congressional action. And another issue is there is at a minimum, I would call it a lack of clarity on cost-sharing requirements. And our general counsel is interpreting them rather narrowly, that we would require at least 50-50 cost sharing. In that kind of a program, it would probably be better to have more flexibility, as we do in like applied energy programs, to have, for example, a 20% cost sharing. So there's a couple of places where congressional action could be extremely helpful.
And can you give us a couple examples of success stories you've had in the last couple years here in reducing these barriers and success that we've seen in the private sector?
Well, I think success means things actually happening. And if we go to Argonne, to pick an arbitrary laboratory, for example, the J. Caesar, the hub on energy storage, has had results get out into the automotive sector already. So that's a great example of technology transfer driven by the dialogue between the companies, including the companies in the region, obviously, with the Argonne leadership.
Yeah, and I guess I would just say, highlighting more things like that, reducing those barriers, is something that we need more of, and the public seeing the direct benefits of taxpayer money being spent at these labs and kind of the fruitful results of that, is going to benefit us all. Yes. And so I would encourage more of that with the department.
Thank you. And I might add that part of the communication is that coming up in, what's the date of Lab Day? I forgot. Anyway, soon coming up, we will have here on the Hill Lab Day. I forgot the exact date. And the focus this time is on science. We're rotating it, national security, et cetera, science. And that'll be an important part of the communication.
Thank you. Those are all my questions, Mr. Chairman.
What's the date?
Thank you.